Hello, this is Pastor Chris Wilson from St. Andrew Christian Church, and I'm here to talk about sermon this coming week and say I'm a little excited about preaching this week. I've been out the last 2 Sundays with COVID, and it got me down for a little bit, but I am kind of back up and moving again and excited to be back with you this coming week. This coming Sunday, and then 2 Sundays away, so this coming Sunday, June the 18th, and July the 2nd is a 2-part series on the book of Jonah. I'll be gone that last Sunday of June to Tall Oaks to keynote the high school camp. So this coming Sunday, July 2nd, 2-week series on the book of Jonah. This coming Sunday, we'll talk about the first part of the Jonah story, in which God makes an invitation to Jonah to go to a city and to preach a message of change in that community. Now, in most cases, most prophets or significant figures eventually follow through in what God invites them to do. Maybe reluctantly, maybe with excitement, but they go. In Jonah's case, when he hears the invitation to go to the city and to preach this message, he refuses to go. And not only does he refuse to go, he boards a ship and tries to go the opposite direction. The opposite direction of where he's supposed to go, the idea that maybe I'll just flee from God's presence altogether. One of the things that this story begs us to hear is our willingness to listen to a higher source, a higher strength, not that we hear voices, not that we anticipate that God is going to speak things directly to us in some audible voice, but there is a sense that we can discern and we can practice what I would call the practice of humility, being mindful of when we seek to be faithful people to God, what is being asked of us. Sometimes what's being asked of us is uncomfortable things, something that stirs the waters within us, and we have to wrestle with it for a little bit, but we have to listen and pay attention to the nudgings that are there in our life. If we just kind of pick and choose the things we want to do, we're really not choosing a faithful path. The sermon reflection is, do we really listen to God or not? Do we sit back and reflect and practice kind of a wider perspective of the world in which we live, paying attention to the hurts and the hopes, the marginalized, and paying attention to the privileged, and finding God's path in the midst of all of that. So oftentimes we want to do the right thing rather than doing the loving thing. And so part of the message this week is what it means to be a follower of God and how well do we really listen. So I hope you join us on Sunday as we embark on this 2-week series, and look forward to seeing you this week. Take care.